Hey, what's going on, everybody? Anushka Sheffy here from dropshipsniper.com and the free Dropship Sniper Mastermind group here on Facebook. Today I have something special for you. We're going to be diving into a step-by-step training on how to get tax exempt on Walmart. And there are some related videos on my channel if you check previous videos, but this has been a highly requested video. It sounds like people need a step-by-step, hold your hand kind of guide, and that's what this is going to be all about. But I do want to disclaim, guys, we're going to talk about a lot, but I am not a lawyer. I'm not your legal advisor. This is not legal advice. This is just personal experience, me trying to help you guys out and add value to your lives. So if you appreciate this content, go ahead and like it down below, subscribe to the channel, but let's dive right in here first. Okay, so what we're talking about today is Walmart tax exemption and the step-by-step process to do that. Now, in order to get exempt on Walmart, there is like 3 or 4 other steps, and you need to start out with the first step, which is getting your LLC. You're not going to be able to get tax exempt in the United States unless you have your LLC in the United States. All right, so the first step is to create your LLC. You can do that if you're an international seller. You can do it in Delaware or Wyoming. Those are the most those are the ones I suggest for international sellers. And if you are a U.S. seller, you would probably want to establish and register in your state. But again, I'm not an attorney or anything like that. Speak to a professional about this, about your specific situation in your state, because all the laws between the states and everything changes all the time. We literally had one of the biggest changes like 6 months ago. So, everything is changing, and what I say now might not be specific to your state later on down the road. It might not apply at all, okay? So it's very important, but the first step to getting tax exempt is your LLC. The second step, I was in California. That's where my businesses were registered. I literally just moved to Nevada, but in this example, we're going to be using my California entities. And in California, once you have your LLC set up, in order to start selling, you're going to need to get a seller's permit. Okay, so this is very common in a lot of states. In order to find out how to get your seller's permit, if you need a seller's permit, or the process to do that in your specific state, you can come over to Google, type in seller's permit tax jar, and then your state. So put your state here. In my case, I'll just put California. Well, can't spell. We will come here and you will see how to register for a seller's permit in California. Okay, so your seller's permit, this is how your state is going to collect taxes from you. They're going to give you a specific number that's registered to your LLC, and in this way, they're going to be able to collect from you, and you're going to be able to pay them and remit the taxes that you collect. Okay, so this is key, and once you have your seller's permit in California, it takes about 15 minutes, and you can have your seller's permit pretty much immediately right online. Okay, every state differs. You might have to get it mailed to you. I don't know what's going to happen in your state, but you can figure that out by typing in what I just said, tax jar in your state, seller's permit. All right, tax jar, by the way, is a huge resource. You can get pretty much any state, any information you need about tax collection. They can even help you collect taxes on for your business, for your Amazon store, or just your e-commerce store in general. All right, so a great resource to look into if you guys need help. All right, so next up, and we're going to get to the tax exemption part. Don't worry, this is going to be a longer video, so bear with me, guys. I want to make sure I cover as much as I can in detail for you guys so you don't have a million questions after the video, okay? So reseller certificate is step 3. Now, as it says, some states do not apply. For example, Delaware does not have a reseller certificate because there is no sales tax, okay? They do not charge sales tax in that state, which changes everything, okay? And we'll get more into the details of Delaware down the road, I think, if we have time in this video. But for now, we're going to stick to California, the California example, my California documents, my LLC, and all that. All right, now, once you have your resale certificate, okay, and in California, it's very simple. Once you have your seller's permit, you go over to Google and you say resale certificate, California. I really can't spell California, but I'm just going to let Google do the work for me today. All right, this is a resale certificate. You literally just print it up and you fill it out. It asks you for your valid seller's permit number. Okay, that would be the number that you got in the previous step. All right, so step 2. You put that there. I'm engaged in the business of, okay, this is going to be completely up to what your business entails, but in my case, I always put online retail right here. All right. Now, this certificate is for the purchase from, you're going to put your vendor. In this case, we're talking about Walmart being our vendor. So we'll be purchasing from Walmart. That's where you put Walmart's, just Walmart. Okay. I will resell the item listed in paragraph 5. Okay. What you're putting here, in my case, is home goods. Okay, so I typically sell a lot of home goods. You can put tools and home improvement. It doesn't necessarily make or break you if you're an online vendor selling various categories, right? This is just pretty much a placeholder letting your vendor know, and because this is just a document that gets submitted to Walmart. This is not going to get submitted back to California. This document is specifically to get tax exempt in California, and you need this document, okay? So once you fill this out, you're gonna put, home goods, whatever you wanna put, then you read and understand, of course, fill that out, and that is pretty much the California resale certificate, all right? Now, the good news about tax exemption on Walmart is that you can get tax exempt in a multitude of states with just one state registry, right? So let me go back. If you have registered in California, you got your LLC, you got your seller's permit, and you have your resale certificate, you can take that one document and you can submit that one document to a lot of states, okay? It's not that you're registered in California, you can only get tax exempt in California. That's not how this process works. You can use your one California certificate to get exempt in about 44 states, 45 states. The other states you're gonna need to register in, okay? So if you're an example of this is you're not in California, okay, but you want to get tax exempt in California. Well, California is one of those states that's not going to allow you to start collecting taxes unless you get your seller's permit. You literally need to register in California in order to start collecting and get tax exempt in California. Now that's different from about 44 other states that I can go ahead and use my California certificate and get exempt in 44 states or so, okay? So it's a little bit different. If you're coming from, let's say, Georgia, okay? You're coming from Georgia, you want to get exempt in California, unfortunately you need to register in California. If you want to get exempt in Florida, you need to register in Florida. That said, if you're in Georgia, you have your reseller certificate, or your seller's permit, excuse me, and your reseller certificate, then you can still get tax exempt in about 44 states, but you won't get tax exempt in California, Florida, and a few other ones, okay? And I actually have a picture of that. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick for you guys. Try to add a little bit more value here. Unfortunately, oh no, here it is. All right, so as you can see, when you go to Walmart, and we're gonna get to this in a second, we're actually gonna do the process together. I'm not gonna fill out all the states, but you're gonna get to see the process, okay? So bear with me, guys, we're getting there. As I said, it's a lot of content and a lot of stuff that I need to cover so you can understand the intricacies to the whole business. Okay, so when you go to Walmart, you're gonna sign up for tax exemption. They're gonna ask you, okay, you wanna get tax exempt, what states do you wanna get tax exempt in? These are the states that I would get tax exempt in, okay, with a few caveats, okay? So let me go over that. These are the states that I would go and select. Now, California is one of those states that you need to be registered in, right? So in order to do California, you need to be a California business or at least be registered there. So if you're not, then uncheck California, all right? Now, in my case, I actually registered in Florida, and the reason I did that, another golden tip for you guys, is California and Florida are one of the biggest sales states in the nation, okay? So that's gonna account for a huge amount of your sales, and by getting registered, it's a long drawn out thing, but you can boost your profits by getting tax exempt in Florida, okay? I'm not gonna get into the details of that, but that's a different story. Anyway, I'm registered in Florida. I would go ahead and select Florida, okay? Because I'm registered, I need to be collecting and remitting taxes in Florida. All right, so I would check off California, I would check off Florida. If you're not registered in either of those states, you would not check those off. Continuing forward, there are some documents we're gonna review in a second for Virginia and New York. Okay, these are states that you don't necessarily need to be registered in, okay? And again, not legal advice, just from my experience, you can get tax exempt in Virginia and Virginia and New York just by filling out a simple document that we're gonna go and look at right now together, okay? So in my case, I would check off Virginia and I would check off New York. Okay, all these other states, Massachusetts, Maryland, Mississippi, Connecticut, Tennessee, Hawaii, these are ones that you need to be registered in, and I'm not personally registered in. So in my case, I would not check those off, okay? Until you're registered in those states, if you go ahead and click those states and try to get tax exempt, Walmart's going to deny you and say, wait, you need to prove that you have documentation, the proper documentation to be approved in Connecticut or Hawaii. Okay, and if you're not registered, you don't have that documentation, so don't check those off. Okay, same applies for California and Florida. I think I've beaten that to hell already. I hope you guys understand that. One document can get you approved in many states, but there are specific states that you can see here that you either need a special document like Virginia and New York, or you just have to register in that state like California, Florida, Connecticut, Hawaii. Okay, and if you don't, then you can't get tax exempt, but we can still check off these other guys. Okay, I'll keep this open for later. Just put it over here. And then we're gonna get to the other documents, because as I said, we're gonna check off Florida, because I'm registered there. I would check off Florida. Also, we would check off Virginia and in New York, right? But you don't need to register in, I can't talk, you don't need to register in New York and Virginia to get tax exempt. So what documents do you need in order to make that happen? Okay, so here is the first document. This is called the ST120. It's the document that you'll fill out for New York. Okay, and you can get, again, tax exempt in New York without applying or registering your business in New York. Okay, and all you have to do is you fill out this right side. You are the purchaser. You are not the seller. You are the purchaser of these items. Okay, it's a blanket certificate, and you're engaged in the business of online retail. All right, and I principally sell home goods. This is what I always put. You don't have to put that specifically. It's just from my experience what I do. I always skip part 1 and I go to part 2 to be completed by a non-New York State purchaser. All right, I always check off D and E. I sign it, I print it, or I print it, I sign it, and fill out this information, and that's it. It's very, very simple. The ST120 is done. When you go to Walmart and you check off New York, they're going to say, okay, can you prove that you have documentation to be approved for tax exemption in New York? Yes, I do. I have the ST120. It's filled out. I'm the purchaser, blanket certificate, etc., etc. All right, cool. That's simple. Next document is the ST14. Okay, and you need to make sure, sometimes I screw this up, there's one that is like for like if you're buying cows and stuff, like if you're buying like, I can't think of the word, but it's like literally you're like buying like cows and stuff, like farm animals and things. Don't fill that document out. You don't want to fill that one out. You're looking for purchases tangible personal property, okay? ST14. And you're going to do the same thing as the ST120. You're going to put your name of the supplier, Walmart. You put Walmart's corporate address right here. It's like I don't have it on the top of my head. You just type in Walmart corporate address, and you will figure that out pretty quickly. Undersigning here, following tangible purchase. Let me read that again. Hereby certifies that the following items of tangible personal property purchased by me from the above supplier, and then you would just put home goods or tools and home tools and. Tools, you can put whatever. To be honest, again, this is a placeholder. It's not like going to make or break you, just giving Walmart an idea of what items you're going to be purchasing. Again, this is not submitted to Virginia. This is only submitted to Walmart to approve that you have the tax exemption, that you can get tax exempt in that state. Okay, so if Walmart gets audited, and they're giving you tax breaks, they need to have this documentation on hand so they can give it to the IRS and say, this is why we're getting tax breaks to this person, because they're eligible. Okay, so that's what this document is saying. Same as the ST120, right? Name of out-of-state dealer, you can put your business name here, your LLC name here, address, your LLC address, name of state. Okay, if you're registered in Georgia, if you're registered in California, just put that there. You're going to put your federal ID number, because you probably don't have a Virginia account number unless you're registered in Virginia. You won't have this, and in that case, you probably wouldn't be filling out this document anyway. To be honest, I don't have many students from Virginia, but all in all, put your federal ID here, the kind of business you're engaged in, online retail, very simple, and sign and title. You can put owner, whatever you want, but that's how I fill out the ST14. Okay, so you've accomplished a whole lot, guys. Let me quickly recap what we've done. You've created an LLC, most important part. You've done your seller's permit. Okay, so you're approved to collect tax and remit taxes in your state, and then you got the reseller certificate. Okay, additionally, you needed to fill out some other documents, which are basically sales and use tax certificate for specific states, the ST-120, the ST-14. So at this point, you have 3 documents. You have your state document, which is your reseller certificate in most cases. You have your ST-120 and your ST-14. Those are the 3 documents we're going to need to proceed to the next step, which is going to be tax exempt on Walmart. So make sure you have those documents set aside, the reseller certificate from your state, your ST-120 and your ST-14, and then we're going to jump into the next step. And so what I did is I really want to just do this with you guys, so bear with me. This may take a little bit of time, maybe another 5, 6, 10 minutes, I don't know. But I have tried to speed up the process by creating a new account over here. Okay, so brand new Gmail and a brand new Walmart account. So I created the Gmail, went over to Walmart. Well, I went to Google and I typed in Walmart tax exempt. Okay, let me just do that. Okay, Walmart tax exempt. It's this first link. Boom. Here you go. All right, now here is where you get started. You want to have all your documents set aside, and this is the biggest tip that I have for you throughout this video. You need to have your documents set aside. If you don't, the system will reload, it'll log you out, and you'll have to upload everything again. So please, please, please have those 3 documents. If you're in Delaware, you may need another document, and we can get into that. It's the multi-jurisdictional form. I actually pulled it up. Okay, I'm not going to get into detail on this, but this is a specific form to Delaware, maybe Wyoming as well, but you would want to fill this out in a specific way. So I'm not going to get into the details of Delaware. If you have questions, leave them below, and hopefully I can help you out, or other sellers can help you out with the Delaware. But this form would be important just specifically for Delaware sellers. Okay, so don't get confused. You still need 3 documents unless you're from Delaware, all right? Which you would need 4, including this one. Okay, so I don't want to confuse you guys. We have our Gmail, we have our Walmart. We're going to go and we're going to get tax exempt. Okay, so the very first page, Amazon's going to say, wait a sec, you need to log in, dummy. Okay, I don't need to stay signed in. All right, here we go. So here we are. Now it's going to say organization name. My organization name is Ask Online Inc. Online Retail. Organization description, online retail. You can put your phone number. I'll just put some fake stuff for now because I don't want to put I don't know. I'll just put some fake stuff. Contra Costa County 94507. I'll just speed this up for you guys too, so you don't have to watch me do all this. Okay, this is a big concern. People say, well, what do I fill out? Well, you're reselling, so just fill out resale. People always get stuck here. They say, okay, well, what am I? Well, you can just say retail stores miscellaneous. Again, guys, this is not like a make or break you. If you don't fill out this properly, it's not like a test that they're going to say you failed and you can never buy from Amazon, Walmart again, okay? It's just placeholders, and you don't need to be too concerned with it. But I do like to just have a standard process. I've done this so many times that, like with my eyes closed, I could probably do this. You come over to Walmart tax exempt site, and they're going to ask you, what states do you want to get tax exempt in? All right, and I'm not going to check off all of the states, but just as a reference, these are the states that you can get tax exempt in right out of the gate. Okay, but remember, less California. You have to uncheck California unless you're registered. But these are all the states, so you can go ahead and select all these. Additionally, you can select Virginia and New York, okay? But I'm not gonna select them all. You're gonna get an idea of how this process works once I dive into just a couple states, okay? So I won't waste your time by filling out all of these, but you, in your case, you would probably want to check off all of these, so. For example purposes, we'll do Alabama, California, Virginia, New York, and maybe just one more random one like, not Hawaii, one that is from, checked off here. Let's do Texas, okay? So we'll do all of these. You don't have to check off all of them to understand the process. So just a quick overview on Alabama. This is one of the states that's checked off here. So you you are eligible. You can get tax exempt. All right, let me just clear that. Now, in the first line, you're going to want to put your sales tax license number right here. This is the number that you got in step 2 from your state. All right, so once you apply, you're going to get a specific number. This number will go on the reseller certificate, the resale certificate, as you saw here. Okay, so the permit number would go on this line, and this is the document that you're going to upload. In my case, for California, your state probably has a similar document that you would use in place of this. Okay, so for Alabama, we're going to put our sales. I don't know what my number is that I got from California, so I'll just make one up. Boom. Okay, so this is going to be the sales tax license number. The expiration, as it says right here, you want to put 3 years from today's date. All right, so that's going to be August 27th, 22, right? All right, once you do that, you're going to select, of course, you want to have your documents ready. You're going to upload your resale certificate from California into this box. Okay, so I will go and put my resale certificate. That's Alabama. Now for California, I do the same thing. And one tip that I have for you is I would suggest going down the line and just putting all this information. Now, New York is a special one where we have to upload local documents. Okay, so that would be the ST120 for New York. We need to upload a local document, so we will need to upload documents into the third line. So I will copy the information from the first line and literally put it here. All right. Now, Texas and Virginia is similar to New York, so we will put both the lines, the original line, the number 1 line, and the local line. Okay, once you do that, you can come back up here and copy and paste the expiration dates. Now, there's only like a couple states that actually have seller's permits that expire. Florida is one of them, so if you don't put your expiration date, Walmart will kick it back, but that's pretty much it. So we put our expiration 3 years ahead, and then we uploaded for Alabama our resale certificate from California. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing for California, obviously. Resale certificate. Oh, that's the wrong format. It's another thing. They don't take PNG, just JPEG or JPG. So make sure your file format is proper. Now for New York, this is a special one, right? So we still upload the same California document to, validate that we are eligible. And then additionally, they want to see that New York document. So we come here and we find the ST120 and we double click it. Boom. And we're done. All right. Now we come down to Texas. Now Texas is one of those states that we're eligible. It's one of the 44 states that we can get tax exempt, even though we're not registered in that state specifically. Okay. So again, any of those states will get the California certificate. And then finally, Virginia, another special state, you will upload your California cert to prove that you're eligible, and then also the local cert, which is the ST14. Which is right here. Okay, and of course you're going to have a lot more boxes to fill out, and this is why it's critical that you have all your documents set aside, you have everything ready, and you're ready to just fill this out, because if you don't do it fast enough, the system will lock you out, or it'll unlog you, log you out of their system, and you'll have to do it all again. Okay, so have the documents ready, and just fill it out like this. It's a very simple process, guys. Once you've done this, then all you have to do is click Save and Continue, and it's going to tell you the issues. Okay, so we have an invalid date. This is actually needs to be a 4-digit, so we will go ahead and remove that. This is copy and paste is your best friend. Whoever created copy and paste is a genius. Okay, cool. Now let me go ahead and save and continue. And it's just asking to verify the information, take a quick review of this information, agree, sign it, and you're good to go. That's pretty much it, guys. Once you have the first steps, that's really the hardest part. Understanding that you need to get a seller's permit, understanding that there may be a resale certificate specific to your state that you would fill out with your seller's permit information and your business information. Okay, and in California, it looks like this. In Georgia, resale certificate, it may be something different, it may look different, it may be different how you obtain it, okay, but this is probably the one for Georgia. And then of course you would go back into if you're from Georgia, and you would submit this document into line number 1. Okay, so that would take the place of the document that I showed you for California. All right, that is pretty much it, guys. A very simple process if you know the steps. So first step, LLC, seller's permit, resale certificate, and once you have all your documents together, including the ST120 and the ST14, you're good to go over to Walmart. You don't need a special account. You just create a basic account and you upgrade it by creating that tax exemption, going through that process. All right, I really hope this helped you guys, add some value. If it did, go ahead and click the like button below, subscribe to the channel. I will be pouring out some more content in the future. It has been a while, but I do want to provide some more value to you guys and help you grow your business. So if you have some questions, leave them down below, but I do appreciate you being here, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you very much and have a good one.